One Question is designed to give subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences.
Greetings, this is Ty Brown and welcome to One Question, where we highlight executive leaders in college athletics. I'm here at the 2018 Collegiate Strength and Conditioning Coaches Association's National Conference. Our guest today is Jeff Mad Dog Madden. Coach Madden has been in the strength and conditioning profession for 35 years now. He's worked at a number of institutions and has a wealth of experience. Greetings, Coach. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Ty. Thanks for having me here.
Now, Coach Madden, you've been in the profession for 35 years now. You were at Cincinnati, Rice, Colorado, North Carolina. You spent a long time there at Texas, and throughout your time, you've won and played for a few national championships. Now you run your own program, Mad Dog Explosive Power Systems. And realistically, the leadership development throughout the years, there's probably a couple hundred coaches who have come under your umbrella who are out either leading their own programs or being support for other programs to help develop young people in terms of strength and conditioning and athletic performance. The question I have for you, relative to speaking to people who work in athletics administration, why is it important to send strength and conditioning and athletic performance coaches to conferences such as this CSCCA conference or other ones throughout the country that are geared towards professional development for the profession?
I tell you, it's extremely important to send them here for various reasons. I mean, one is the leadership factor you talked about just a second ago, and they come here to learn how to be leaders first and foremost. They come out to learn how to be great assistants, to the guys and girls that are head coaches. They come here to learn about health and safety concerns. You got to understand there's been several deaths in the past 10 years. There's been 32 deaths, and the people that have the certifications know what to do and what not to do, and to see the signs and the symptoms. They have to know about the rhabdomyolysis. They have to know about different guys with different size hearts. They got to know about sickle cell trait, how to use the AED, how to use various health safety concerns. The other thing is when you look at strength and conditioning as a whole, you want to have one of the best, most concise programs that are out there because you're representing your university and you're representing your athletic administration. I've been fortunate enough to be an administrator for the past 30 years. So I've been associate athletic director of those different places that you talked about. But during that period of time, we've been able to have 10 interns every year. So every semester I've got 10 young guys and girls that are coming up and learn how to do this and to prepare themselves for these different exams and to prepare themselves to be leaders in our community, and the majority of them come out and, they come to this conference and other conferences, but they need it, because you got raw talent. Mm-hmm. And if you have a raw talent going to coach another kid, you're going to have issues, and universities are getting lawsuits. So you want to have people that are prepared and ready for the task at hand.
It sounds like you're saying, it's a given to send the head strength coach and his full-time assistants. But if the opportunity and the resources is there, it's just as important to send those graduate assistants and those interns.
It's just as important because not only do they come, they have an opportunity to test. If they've done their 640-hour in our organization, if they've done a 640-hour internship, they can come here and test. But so it's very important that you're going to be representing that university. So what does it look like when you stand up there and you have your different sport coaches stand there and all our certified coaches come over there? Parents are want to send their athletes to that particular institution.
So it ties into more than just developing student athletes. There's a recruiting aspect to it. There's a branding aspect to it. We keep the best qualified coaches here on staff is what you're saying.
No question. That's what every group should want to do, to keep the best strength coaches they can have for their athletic program.
I also wonder, now you spent a long time, of course, with Mack Brown, who's one of the great coaches, a Hall of Fame guy. You guys had a very tight relationship from my perspective,
yes,
right outside looking
in.
How do you build that over time? Obviously, trust is a big factor, but what goes into developing that type of relationship with the football coach and then also the athletic director, because there's a chain there?
Trust is a huge deal, as far as that stuff's concerned. You got to understand, I was with Mack Brown for 23 years. And in those given years, I came from Colorado where we had played for back-to-back national championships. And at that time, Bill McCartney and myself were extremely close. So it was really hard to leave Coach and really hard to leave the mountains. But one thing about Coach is when he talked to Mack Brown, he says, Mad Dog can run your program. And he told him that, and so Coach listened to what he said, Coach put me on the board, had me look at every position, because not only have I done football, I was in charge of all sports. And basically what a really great strength coach does is he coaches athletic movement. So you can know how guys can move, and you can kind of judge guys. I've been blessed to have, 300 guys that have played professional football. So I can tell who, as a youngster, as a 17-year-old, can move like those guys that we're going to make millions of dollars. So it's a blessing, and it was very fortunate, and our relationship just grew over the years because he was able to give me more and more responsibilities to run different situations because he understood I knew exactly what his dream was and vision. And if you share the vision with the head coach, the big picture, and you had an understanding of that, you can be more successful. The other great thing was we had DeLoss Dodds, who was a tremendous mentor, and he was our athletic director there. I had a great relationship with John Swafford, Bill Moreau. Those are different guys that are athletic directors at other major programs. But being with DeLoss Dodds, he understood his job, he said, is to go out and hire the best talent he can find in the nation and bring that talent in, and from that point, give that talent everything they need to have to go win games. And that's what we did.
I ran into a young coach here at the convention the other day, and he's at an institution where I know the athletic director, and I asked him if he's ever spent any time with him. He said, no, I've never, other than in the big staff meetings and when he's addressing everybody, I've never had a chance to spend time. I recommended to him, see if you can get 15 minutes on that athletic director's schedule and sit down and pick his brain about leadership, right? Going from management to leadership, right? The difference in having a vision or actually executing a vision. How did you get face time with those ADs throughout the years? How did you, because sometimes you might work with a coach that says, hey, you don't need to talk to the AD. But, to be able to be in a position to talk to somebody who's leading the whole athletics program, how were you able to do that throughout your years?
Very good question, and I've been blessed and fortunate over the years that I was in a situation where DeLoss Dodds spends anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes on every person that is hired in his athletic program. So that particular head coach that comes in brings that individual in there, and you get to talk to him and you get to talk to other senior associate athletic directors. So I thought that was a tremendous situation, and every person that I hired, I brought him over there, to meet him as well, and he may not spend 20 minutes because he might be busy that day, but he'd at least get a FaceTime, shake a hand, and say, it was pretty good how he would say it, welcome to the University of Texas, we expect the best from you, and if you cheat, we're going to fire you.
Real easy
and real plain, and he told them all that so they had understanding. We want to give you the opportunity to be the best you can be, but if you mess up, you're out of here. Never embarrass the university.
Right. I think that's a pretty good practice, though. Everybody you hire, obviously they know the coaches, the sport coaches, and right. They meet them. But to take them and sit down for even 3 to 5 minutes right. with the athletic director is a pretty good practice for somebody who's running a strength and conditioning program.
Yes, because he's a huge factor in what we're doing. And one thing about the athletic directors I've been with understand how valuable the strength and conditioning coach is, and they've set up the different contracts for the strength and conditioning coach, and with support from the main sport coaches, we continue to grow.
Right. Well, this has been an excellent conversation, Coach. I definitely appreciate you joining us here on One Question.
No problem, Ty. Thanks for having me.
That was Coach Jeff Madden, Mad Dog Madden. He's been in the strength and conditioning profession for 35 years, spent a long time at Texas and a number of different programs playing and winning national championships. And this is Ty Brown with One Question. And keep in mind, the role of a leader is to create and maintain an environment that people want to be a part of. And as always, be better tomorrow than you are today. This episode of One Question is produced by Spades Media Group, solving problems using creative leadership.